At the end, we didn't have to wait too long to know when Parma Juve would be played. And we have a date. We already play tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Italian time. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. Yesterday, I didn't enter the debate or I didn't share my opinion about was it right or was it wrong to postpone the remaining games of Serie A after the breaking news that Pope Francis, Papa Francesco, passed away. I really believe that it's something extremely personal. You all have your own opinion, you all have your own arguments, and you are free to share them. That's what you did yesterday under the video. Nobody was wrong, nobody was right. Some people were pro, some people were against it, but you did it with a maximum of respect, interacting with each other, something that makes me extremely proud. So thank you for that. Guys, if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, to enter a bit and giving you a bit more arguments, yesterday, a country like Italy, that is a secular country, in theory, on paper, well, they decided to take a big news. You can say it's right, you can say it's wrong. Now, there is one thing that is sure, that it's religion, especially the Catholic religion, is extremely important in Italy. Vatican City is there in Roma. Well, if you want an example, if you want a proof of it, look at the 3 pages of today. Corriere dello Sport is opening with Pope Francis there, Tanto Padre, with his picture. Gazzetta dello Sport, Il Campione di Tutti, the champion of everyone, again with Papa Francesco with a kit. And then you see Tutto Sport again with the same picture of the Pope, Campione del Mondo, champion of the world. The 3 pages, they went only on that news, pushing away football news, pushing away sport news. And it's not a coincidence that there are only 2 countries that put Pope Francis on the front page, pushing away football, pushing away sport. It's Italy and it's Argentina. Pope was from Argentinian citizenship. Well, we know it. In the 2 countries, they decided to cancel all the sport activities. In all the other countries, France, Portugal, Spain, UK, the Netherlands, Belgium, the sport pages are opening today with football, with sport. So it's not a coincidence that only in these 2 leagues they took that strong decision. Now, it's also a fact, it's also something sure that Italy is not known for their beautiful organization, for their structure. There is no structure. They are absolutely not organized. And when they are taking big, bold decisions, well, usually they are not thinking a 360 degree. And they are creating a mess. They have no common sense. There is not a lot of logic. If you see some logic in cancelling the games of yesterday, you can find some logic, of course. Well, it makes no sense to plan them immediately today, 2 days later, because that decision has been taken also yesterday. So in the same day, you say, oh, we need to show a big sign of respect, cancel the games. Not even knowing when the funeral will be, you're already putting on Wednesday. It makes not really sense. Also because, again, you are thinking about everything, the image that you are showing, but you are not thinking about the people that are paying for it. And we are speaking about a few categories of people, the people that are working around the stadium, all the food, the drinks that they bought to sell. Well, you can put away all the food that you bought. It's a disaster for them. They will lose a lot of money. The fans, the supporters, look at not Parma Juve that much, but look at Cagliari Fiorentina. A lot of people from Firenze, from the world, they traveled, they took a day off on Tuesday. No way that they are back on time to go at work today. Taking a day off, being there, traveling with the plane, the hotels, etc., they all cancelled. And then a few days later, or a few hours later, they hear at the end we play on Wednesday. They could have stayed there maybe, or they could have said, oh, it's over, I have no money anymore. Anyway, we are not thinking about the supporters in cancelling and then in rescheduling. It's a total disaster, which annoys me a lot. And also, they are not thinking about the players, about the clubs. Yesterday, Fiorentina, they were already in the plane to go back to Cagliari. When they hear the news, there is a possibility that they reschedule immediately. Well, they went off the plane to go back and to stay there. Disaster. Look at Juve. Juve yesterday was in Parma. Well, when they heard about the fact that the games were cancelled, were postponed, they took the plane back to La Continassa, Tudor. Immediately we go not home, but we go in training session. We don't lose a day. We go and we train as we should. And then, or today, so on Tuesday, we go back to Parma. At the end, they are discussing to actually leave on tomorrow, on Wednesday, the day of the game. So in the morning, leaving, and then the plane that is waiting, because in the evening, coming back, because on Thursday, we want to train again to prepare the game of Sunday, that will be earlier in the afternoon, to play against Monza. So also there, a lot of disaster for the people that are working, for the fans, for the players, for the clubs. It's a total disaster. So they are not taking really a logic, something extremely annoying. Also, Fiorentina pissed off, but Lazio is still thinking to complain, to put official documents to say we don't want to play on Wednesday. Let's see if it will be agreed or not. This is something for Lazio, not really for Juve, because Juventus, they don't complain. They go and they will play without any excuse. I told you already yesterday that one of the good news would have been that we had the possibility to recuperate some players. Kenan Yildiz wants to play against Parma. Kenan was in the squad list and he would already have been there, but on the bench with really limited minutes. Well, with 2 more days, entire days, even if in the middle there was a lot of travel, with a plane going to Parma, coming back from Parma, and then again tomorrow going again. Well, that travel will create some fatigue, but we are hoping to recuperate Kenan from the first minute, which would be great, because I told you the difficulties of Juve to find players that are able to be decisive to score some goals. Koopmeiners yesterday didn't train. He didn't train with the team, so he will not be called up, like he was already not called up. So for Koopmeiners, the fact that we are playing so short after cancelling it will not help. Kenan Yildiz will be there. Yesterday he trained, but not with the team. He trained partially in the gym. So they are confident that he could be there potentially. You saw the squad list. I don't think that the squad list will change a lot. These players that were called up yesterday or 2 days ago, I don't remember, Sunday evening, I think, they will be called up again. Can they potentially change? Yes, they could. Yes, they could. Azic, for example, was called up. Now the big question mark is, will he still be called up? Koopmeiners is not recuperating. Now it's true that the playoffs will nearly start, but there is still a game to be played with the next gen. What will be the decision of Tudor, calling him up or not? I personally think that you also need to use your common sense, your people management skills, and say, okay, Azic, you were called up. You had a beautiful opportunity to be again with the first team. We changed nothing. You were called up. You go again with us with Parma. Then will he play? Will he not play? Because Yildiz has more minutes in his legs. Because we have more subs. That's another discussion. That's another decision that has to be taken. But I would call up the player without any question. Because if you don't, psychologically, you kill the player. Because he was so happy after so many games to be back for the first time called up by Tudor, you kill him. So call him up, don't do any changes to the squad list. Now, something that could potentially change, it's a starting lineup. Do you remember that we were talking about it? Di Gregorio into the goal, Kalulu, Veiga, Kelly, McKennie on the right side, Locatelli, Thuram as a partnership in the middle, Cambiaso on the left, and then up front, Nico Gonzalez, Colomwani, and Dusan Vlahovic. Could there be some potential changes? Well, yes, one big name. It's the one of Yildiz that could potentially play there instead of Colomwani. Or Yildiz could play instead of Nico Gonzalez, with Nico Gonzalez as a right fullback, with McKennie as a left fullback, with Cambiaso on the bench. So Yildiz entering can do or can give us a few options. Now, I tell you, there is no question that you must play your best players. So if Kenan is fit to play 60 minutes, you start Kenan without any discussion, without thinking too much, because we have one mission. We know it. It's reaching the top 4. On the other side, you really need extremely people management skills and communication skills, because there will be one that will be on the bench if Kenan plays. I told you, or Colomwani or Cambiaso, more going towards a Colomwani sitting on the bench. Well, Colomwani as well, he could have played his first game as a starter under Igor Tudor in a game against Parma, where we were counting on him. I don't know what you have to do. You really need to communicate and explaining him, and maybe giving him an important role in the second half. So, or maybe even a starter instead of Dusan Vlahovic could be an option. But I would, again, thinking to play the strongest team, because we have a mission, because we don't care about the feelings of player immediately, because the 3 points are needed in an extremely difficult field like the one of Parma. But think about how you manage it, how you communicate with the players, otherwise you lose some players. Look, Igor Tudor celebrated his first month as being the head coach of Juve. Being unbeaten is the title of Gazzetta dello Sport. I think it's a bit exaggerated. Calma, we only play 3 games. The game of tomorrow now against Parma will be extremely important, but we are obliged to win after the results of Bologna, after the result of Atalanta. We know it. We have a mission. It's to win. It's difficult. I was hoping really that both of them were losing points against Inter or Milan. It's not the case, so we'll have to pay attention really, because next game, Matchday 34, it's on paper an easy one for everyone except of Roma that are playing against Inter. And Inter, now they are putting themselves in real difficulty. Mercato. An update really fast. I will come back on Mercato in other videos, but Osimhen is going towards Manchester United. They decided that they want to pay the clause. They already found an agreement with the player. Osimhen towards Manchester United, sending Højlund possibly to Napoli, which means that two objectives of Juve are gone. I'm happy because I didn't want Højlund. On Osimhen, yes, but on the other side now they are pushing on papers Lookman more to Juve, because there were already some discussions. Giuntoli already spoke with D'Amico. Lookman is a strong player. I watched him again against Milan. Strong player, decisive player. But for 60 million euro, guys, no. Please, no. Please, no, no, no. Also because people, they need to tell me why Lookman is in the category of the players with the number 9 on the back. I still don't understand it. Some people need to tell me because the position of Lookman is the one of Yildiz. I don't understand it. Anyway, ragazzi, we see each other for a second video this afternoon, maybe a live this evening. Let's see if we have some news to share or not. In the meanwhile, if you didn't yet, please put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza, Juve.